Hello everyone, welcome to The Nice Guy Show. I'm The Nice Guy, author Phil Torcivia, and I'm here with my two co-hosts, Melissa Maggiore from Tommy V's up in Carlsbad. Good, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Had a nice weekend, I know, because I was with you.
We had a good weekend.
And also Dr. Michelle Wolford is here, who is a naturopath from the Encinitas area, specializing in sports medicine and family medicine.
Yep.
Right? I got that right now. It took me about a month to get it right. And another friend of mine is here, Jamie Bayer, who's you're currently living a little bit up north, but she is a fitness instructor and a yoga instructor down to talk about willpower and grace and some of the other programs you offer.
Exactly.
Very cool. Well, welcome, guys. Y'all had a nice Valentine's week, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're more about it. They don't want to talk about it. All right, let's get right into the health issues things. This one is one that I've had some issues with too. Tooth and gum issues. Where I'm not a big fan of flossing, but I do it. But yeah, it's important to floss, and I know there are a lot of people that I found people in their 50s start to actually lose their teeth, and that just freaks me the hell out. I don't want to be losing my teeth.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so you can get, there's two things that usually happen with teeth and gums. You can get like a gingivitis, which is like a low-grade inflammatory response all in the gum or the gingiva. And that can turn into a periodontitis. So peri meaning around and odontitis meaning like around the actual like dentine, which is the layer of the tooth.
Right.
So the best thing to do is, yes, make sure you're flossing
Floss.
because you're moving that bacteria around. Second thing is decreasing the amount of sugar or carbohydrates you get in your diet. You get back to like Paleolithic times, they didn't eat any sort of grains, but they have a perfect teeth and perfect mouth structure up until the day they died.
They had no grains at all? Wow.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the third thing is I always tell people when you get up in the morning, actually just brush with water. So not using any toothpaste, but brush with water, have your breakfast. If you want to go back in, using like a soft brush so that you're not actually moving the gums because you don't want your gums to start receding.
Right.
Yeah, so people that want to get in there and brush really, really tough or use hard bristles, it can really affect the health of the gum.
Too abrasive.
Yeah, and then it ends up affecting the, like, really what holds that tooth in. So, yeah.
So why no toothpaste though? Because it's abrasive as well?
No, so usually they just say, or I've heard a lot of dentists say, and we kind of learned in medical school as well, that not having, or just using water helps stir the bacteria.
Okay.
And then what you're going to do is you're going to go about your meal, and then afterwards you can actually use like a toothpaste. You just don't want to be using the toothpaste like 5-6 times a day.
Another thing I found different between people is the use of mouthwash. Now, are you supposed to gargle before you brush your teeth or after you brush your teeth?
So I actually don't have an answer to this because some dentists will say gargle before, you're moving the bacteria around, and you can brush them away.
Right, that's what I do.
Yeah, and some people will say actually brush them away and then gargle because now you've opened up, you create like microdermal, I guess, abrasions, so like small cuts in the gum, and you've already moved around the bacteria. So then that alcohol base will help kill any of the other bacteria. But honestly, I think gargling with probiotics is way better.
Gargling, where do you get a probiotic mouthwash? Is there such a thing?
It's not that you can't get a probiotic mouthwash. It's just about taking something like an essential oil, depending on what issue you may have in the mouth. But like myrrh is a really great one. It's very antibacterial. And then mixing it with like a powdered probiotic in water and just rinsing it around and spitting it out, like spitting out the myrrh and then doing another rinse with probiotic and swallowing.
Oh, okay.
Reason being is that you do have bacteria that lives in your mouth that you need there, and if you're constantly rinsing with an antimicrobial, then you're killing off some of that good bacteria that you really want there. And what ends up happening is that's when people end up getting like bad breath is because you don't have the good bacteria to help populate your mouth flora.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah.
Good to know. Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all got such pretty teeth. I got.
Now I'm all paranoid.
I got veneers because when I was a kid, this is way back before all your time, but they had.
Did they have veneers? Yeah.
No. When I was a kid, they had this thing called tetracycline. It was like this pink medicine that they would give us anytime the kids got sick.
Oh, the little it tastes like bubble gum. It's so good.
Yeah, so good, but so bad. What it ends up doing is it stains your teeth from the inside.
Yeah.
So, as I got older, I did not want to walk around with gray teeth, so I got veneers. So,
They gave us too much fluoride where I grew up,
Yeah.
and I have little white patches now on my teeth because they would push the fluoride pills,
Yeah.
and then we'd had to act fluoride
Yep.
mouthwash,
Yeah.
and then we had too much fluoride in our water, so it actually stained my teeth in the other direction.
Well, and that's the problem with a lot of the mouthwashes too, is they can be antimicrobial or they do have like added fluoride. I mean, even toothpaste that people use. I mean, I actually use an all-natural toothpaste where it's just like licorice, myrrh, different like clays, because you really don't need so much like chemical in your mouth.
Right. In the alcohol, I probably get enough alcohol over
Yeah.
the weekend. I don't need it in my mouthwash. Not that I swallow it, but the other thing I wanted to talk about, I found this online. It was on, I think, Yahoo News. It's a cancer drug. It's actually a drug that they originally have for skin cancer, right?
Yeah.
And it's called Bexarotene.
Yeah, it sounds like air, so bexarotene.
Bexarotene.
Yeah. Or targental, I think, or targentin is the common name.
Okay, and they found, as often happens with these drugs, they design them for one thing, and then they find that there are side effects that are good for treating another thing. So that they're finding that this is eliminating Alzheimer's disease in mice. So I don't know, is your mother suffering from dementia, or I mean, no, my pop did really bad.
No, I'm suffering from dementia.
I forget.
So I can't
Again,
even
is that the
remember. No, my mother suffers from cancer.
Oh, okay, she's just cancer. Okay,
But
sorry.
we did have, thank you, but we did have some dementia in our family, and I swear to you that I'm going to write this down. I'm going to go get some of this later because I can't remember anything anymore.
Short-term memory's already starting to go. Yeah, but we definitely had dementia and Alzheimer's in my family. So, and it's just so sad to deal with. Talked about it last show, but so this is really exciting. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know much about that drug in particular. It is originally for types of skin cancers.
Mm-hmm.
They've used it for some breast and pancreatic, but I think it's a fairly newer drug, and I haven't read the updates on rats and Alzheimer's, but that is pretty cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to talk about is I guess they're finding more and more side effects of using Ambien, which I think is really rampant. Almost everyone I've met has at one time or another used Ambien or tried it. I've never tried it. So what are the dangers about using something like that?
So like Ambien and Lunesta and some other, I guess, insomnia or sleep issue drugs, the problem is they put your body in a hypnotic state. So you don't truly get into that real REM sleep like cycle. So you're actually not allowing your body to go through its healing process that it goes through while it sleeps. In addition to the fact that you're in a hypnotic state, which ends up happening is people are like sleepwalking, they're getting in the car and writing.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
in the middle of the night.
texting and calling and doing all kinds of stuff.
People will get caught like eating, like just binge eating in the fridge, or like randomly just like trying to have sex with somebody or something, or I mean just like random situations. And they're very addictive. So that's a huge problem too, is a lot of people, they take it because they're really stressed out at work, or they know that they're going on a trip and they want to be able to sleep well, or whatever. And
if you're going on a long flight, a lot of
Yeah.
people, that's where I was tempted. Like if I'm going to fly, to Italy or something.
Right, my
Yeah.
father does that. My
Does
father
he?
takes
Takes an
Ambien.
Ambien?
I just take a little melatonin at that point.
Does that work?
At least it's a little more natural. Yeah, but you can have side effects from that too, because your body stops producing it if you continue taking it, and
Oh,
then
boy.
3 milligrams isn't
It's
gonna
a
do
little
it.
tiny
You
pill.
got to take and double it up. And
Right.
So I try to be conscious of that sometimes when I feel like I need to take just a little bit of something to help me sleep longer.
Right.
Get
Well,
a better night's sleep.
Yeah.
But I wake up groggy in the morning. I mean, there's different things that I've done herbally, and I just think getting a
better
good
to go that
workout
way.
in and then go to bed.
There you go. Wear yourself out. Wear yourself out so you pass out and fall asleep.
Yeah, for
a
sure.
workout.
Or you work out between the sheets, and that'll knock you out too, right?
There you go.
You can do a little of that. Or drink wine.
Yeah.
Right.
Drink
wine.
You're gonna
Yeah,
have-
absolutely.
Now, but what about, you don't want to drink wine late in the day though, right? Is it too much carbohydrates for late in the day?
Well, I mean, any sort of alcohol is obviously a sugar base, so the sugar can definitely affect your sleep. I mean, I think it's nice to go home and have like a glass of wine or like a cocktail, and again, there's different debates on whether or not that's good or bad for you, but excessive drinking, yes, means excessive sugar, which means poor sleep. So,
Really, I feel like I sleep great
yeah.
after a night of drinking.
there you go. You're just passing out.
That's right.
Melissa's actually a sommelier, right?
Yeah.
So you know all about the wine and the better wines. And
I do.
Where do you, with your restaurant, where do you buy your wine? Are you limited? You have to buy it from certain providers?
Right.
Or?
So through the restaurant, I am limited because of my alcohol license. I buy directly from the distribution company. So I
Okay.
couldn't go to, any store and buy it to serve at the restaurant. But if I didn't own a restaurant, I mean, there are great wine shops locally. Wine Steels has some great wines. You can even find some, as much as it pains me, Costco has some really great wines
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
at a good deal. But still, they don't have the expert there that can help you in picking out a wine. So I would recommend going to smaller wine shops in the area. And
Little
you know,
boutiques.
little boutiques, and don't ever buy wine based on a price, because price point really doesn't have a lot to do with it anymore. There are great values out there. You do not have to spend an arm and a leg to get a good bottle of wine. You can get a great bottle of wine for $9 a bottle if
Really?
you know what you're getting. Yeah,
Well, that's good to know.
absolutely.
Wait, I have a question for you. So a patient of mine came in and we're doing this whole like health revamping situation between him and his wife. And they mentioned that I guess there was this article, I don't know if it was like in a National Geographic or the New York Times or whatever, but they read this article on like the top 10 healthiest countries or nations or villages, if you will. And there's one in Italy, and they drink a particular wine, and they have a glass of this wine every day, like these kids from 6 on, every single day. And then they're finding that these people have less heart disease or living longer. It tastes okay. It's not like a wine that you want to keep drinking, which I think is why they can naturally stop at one glass.
What kind was
It's
it?
just
Do you
high in
remember the name?
resveratrol then.
Yeah, I mean, it
Which is
definitely
why
is,
that-
but
Yeah, I'm not sure what village that would be, but in general, you know, when you see, I mean, I have relatives in Italy, in a small little village, so to
Yeah,
speak, in
yeah.
Sicily, that are, you know, 100 years old. They're smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. They're doing all of these things that are supposed to kill us, yet they're healthy as horses.
Right.
And I think it's just the whole lifestyle, because, you know, wine is healthy in small dosages. The Mediterranean diet, the fact that they walk everywhere, it's just it's a combination
laid
of
back.
everything. The
Yeah, no
stress
stress.
level,
No
the
stress.
stress level is much different,
Yeah.
you know?
What was the wine you were telling me about yesterday? The one that's 12 different blends. And
Right,
every year
so
they add another blend to it.
There is a fantastic, you may all be familiar with ZD Winery.
Mm-hmm.
They have a special wine called Abacus, and what it is it's a Solaya. It's a blend of their reserve cab, and every year they blend it with the new, they blend the old with the new. And so right now, currently, I think it's year 13, so they have 13 of those reserve cabs blended together, and it is phenomenal. It does cost an arm and a leg, and it is worth every
What's
penny.
an arm and a leg?
Actually,
How much?
Yeah.
How much
actually,
you think?
it's worth probably 2 arms, a leg, and
because this arm is worth about
And a wing.
$12,000 after my surgery, and this leg's worth.
you know, you can find it on the list for $600.
$600.
Yeah, but I'll hook you guys up.
Yeah,
Get it
please
at
do.
That's like
cost.
$30 a sip.
We'll get it for
What's the
$350,
cost? About
like
$3?
$350. Yeah,
Wow.
but I'm telling you, once you drink it, but I'm just weird. I'd rather buy that than a pair of like Louis Vuitton shoes. So.
Oh, totally.
All right,
Yeah.
good to know. All right, well, I think we're running out of time on this first segment. I just want to thank you guys again for coming on, and we're going to come right back and talk to Jamie about her fitness routines. Thanks for joining us.